I turned 63 today, but it didn't feel like anything special. No balloons, no phone calls, no family around. Just me, my black coffee, a half-finished crossword, and the creaky porch swing I've sat on for years. The lawn's yellowing again. No matter how much I water it, it was quiet. That lonely kind of quiet I've gotten used to since Ezra, my son, stopped talking to me. Then came a knock. Not a sharp knock, not the kind a neighbor or delivery man makes. Just one soft knock and silence. When I opened the door, there was a brown box, plain, carefully taped. A thin blue ribbon wrapped around it. My heart paused. I recognized the handwriting instantly. Ezra's, 3 years of silence, not even a card when I was sick. But this was from him. I didn't open the box, not right away. Just stood there, barefoot, staring at my name, Marlene Greaves, written so perfectly in Ezra's exact style. He always wrote like he was drawing blueprints, every line precise. Always in blue ink, I whispered my name aloud. It sounded strange, like it didn't belong to me anymore. Back in the kitchen, I placed the box on the table beside my now cold coffee. I folded my hands and just sat there staring. 3 years. Not a word. Not when I had pneumonia. Not when my sister passed. And now this. Curiosity finally won. Inside the brown paper was a white box. And inside that, cookies. Dozens of them, all beautifully iced. Blue flowers, golden leaves, silver stars, each one different. Ezra had never baked a single thing in his life. There was no letter, just a small white card taped to the lid. 5 words in that familiar blue ink. Happy birthday, Mom. Let's start over. My throat tightened, not quite a lump. Just that ache you get when you want something to be real. But don't trust it yet. I didn't eat the cookies. I wanted to, but I couldn't. Maybe it was pride. Or fear, or maybe just that quiet voice inside me saying, wait. I placed one cookie in a plastic container and put it in the fridge. The rest I wrapped carefully. Then I thought of Ruth, Ezra's mother-in-law. She lived nearby. She'd always been kind to me, even when Ezra grew distant. If anyone deserved something sweet, it was her. That afternoon, I drove to Ruth's house. The sun was low, casting golden light through the trees. Her wind chimes danced in the breeze like always. She opened the door with her gentle smile, surprised to see me. I handed her the box. She tried to decline, but I just smiled and said, "You deserve something sweet today." She hugged me, quick but warm. Driving home, the sunset faded behind me. I thought about the empty spot on the table where the package had been, and I tried not to feel relieved. Next morning, I was pouring my second cup of coffee when the phone rang. Not many people call me early, but when I looked at the screen, it was Ezra. My hand hovered, unsure. Then I picked up. "Hello? Hi, Mom." His voice calm, almost like nothing had happened. "Happy birthday?" A little late. "I got your package," I said. A short laugh. "Wasn't sure you would." I did. It was unexpected. Then came the question. "So, how were they?" "The cookies?" "Yes," I paused. "I didn't eat them. I gave them to Ruth." Silence, long and heavy. "You gave them to Ruth?" Ezra's voice shifted. No warmth. Just sharpness. Yes, I answered slowly. She's always had a sweet tooth, and I didn't know what to do with them. Another long pause. Then his voice cracked, not with sadness, but something else. You did what? I blinked, stunned. They weren't for her, he said. They were for you. Only you. He hung up. I stared at the phone, hands trembling. What did that mean? Why did it feel more like a threat than hurt feelings? Just as I was catching my breath, the other phone rang. The landline. Almost no one uses it anymore. I picked it up, heart pounding. Marlene. It was Leia, Ezra's wife. Her voice was shaky. It's Ruth. She collapsed this morning, vomiting, confused. She's in the hospital now. My body went cold. I asked quietly, did she eat anything unusual? A pause. She mentioned cookies, the ones you brought. My mouth went dry. I didn't eat any, I said. Leia didn't say anything for a long time. Just as I was catching my breath, the other phone rang. The landline, that old beige receiver we never replaced. It rarely rang anymore, mostly telemarketers or wrong numbers, but tonight, it cut through the silence like a scream. I picked it up, hands trembling. Marlene. Leia's voice, soft, strained, almost unrecognizable. Ezra's wife. It's Ruth. She began, and then her voice cracked. She collapsed this morning, vomiting, disoriented. She kept asking where she was. We rushed her to the A. Everything inside me froze. I gripped the phone so tightly my knuckles turned white. I forced the words out. Did she eat anything unusual? Leia hesitated. I could hear her breath catch. She said something about cookies, the ones you brought over. A sharp, metallic taste filled my mouth. I sank slowly onto the edge of the couch. I didn't eat any. I whispered, silence, heavy. Suffocating silence. On the other end, I could hear Leia trying to form a response. But none came, only her breathing. Shaky, measured, and somehow that was worse than screaming. The next morning, I called Janelle, an old friend from college. She works at a private lab now. We hadn't spoken in months, but she picked up on the second ring. She still owed me a favor. I didn't explain much, just that I needed something. Tested, quietly, no questions, she agreed. Her voice didn't sound surprised, just concerned. We met in the back lot behind a medical clinic off South Avenue. Early morning fog lingered on the asphalt, making everything feel colder than it was. Janelle stepped out of her car, hoodie up, sunglasses on. She looked like someone running from something. Maybe we both were. I handed her a small Ziploc bag, inside it, the untouched cookie, and a bottle of water Ezra had once left behind. I didn't know why I grabbed it. Instinct? This the kind. A favor I'll regret? She asked, half joking. I tried to smile, but my face wouldn't move. Just tell me what's in it, I said quietly. She nodded, slipped the bag into her coat pocket, and disappeared through a side door. I sat in my car, engine running, hands like ice, staring at nothing, feeling everything. As I waited for the results, memories started slipping in like shadows under the door. Ezra at 8 years old, folding napkins with military precision, straight edges, no creases out of place. He'd scold me if I did it wrong. Ezra at 10, red-faced and shaking over the wrong brand of ketchup, screaming because it didn't taste like the one from home. His version of home anyway, and Ezra always watching me when I cooked. Not helping, not speaking, just watching. Like he was memorizing every move, every mistake. Back then, I told myself he was just sensitive, precise, particular, maybe even gifted. But now I saw something else. Ezra didn't forget anything. He filed every detail away like ammunition, and he carried grudges in silence. The kind of silence that grows teeth. The phone rang, snapping me out of it. It was the hospital. Ruth was worse. No answers yet. Still no word from Ezra. I didn't mention the cookies. Not yet. Something in me wasn't ready to say it out loud. Because if I said it, it might become true. Janelle finally called. Her voice was calm but heavy. "There's something in the cookie," she said. "Traces of a compound related to monkshood. It's toxic. Very." I closed my eyes. "Definitely not an accident," she added. I couldn't speak. Ruth had eaten one. I hadn't. My son had sent me poison, and I passed it along like it was nothing. My stomach turned. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. I called him. He didn't answer. I stared at the screen for a long time, then typed, "We need to talk, now," minutes passed. Each one stretched like a wire pulled too tight. Then the phone rang. "Mom," he said, calm, flat, like we were. "Discussing whether you tried to poison me," I whispered. He didn't deny it, didn't gasp or laugh or shout. Just silence. "I didn't eat them," I said. "But Ruth did. She's in the hospital." Still nothing. I could hear him breathing, steady, composed. Like this was all part of some plan. Then finally he spoke. "She wasn't supposed to get them." I froze, not just from the words, but from how he said them, like it was a minor inconvenience. Like he was explaining a shipping delay. "You wanted me dead." "No," he replied. "I wanted you to feel what I felt, alone, forgotten." And in that moment, my heart didn't break from fear. It shattered from the weight in his voice. This wasn't anger. It was grief. Twisted, sharp, unresolved, a kind of pain that had turned in on itself and finally turned on me. I visited Ruth in the hospital. The hallways were quiet. Too quiet. Her room smelled like antiseptic and wilted flowers someone had tried to replace but never did. She lay there, still pale, smaller than I remembered. Tubes ran in and out of her arms like tangled wires. A machine beeped softly in the corner, keeping time. Like a countdown I couldn't stop. I pulled up the chair and sat beside her, gently wrapped my fingers around her hand. It felt cold. "I'm so sorry," I whispered. "I should have known. I should have seen the signs." I thought I could keep the past in a drawer, locked away with old photographs. But it found its way back, through a ribbon and a cookie. The door creaked. A nurse came in quietly and adjusted one of the monitors. "She's stable," she said, kindly, gently, but I saw the truth in her eyes. Ruth wasn't safe. Not yet. She was still fighting because of me. I gave her the cookie. I brought it into this house, into her life, and the truth I couldn't stop repeating in my head was this: I should have eaten it myself. Scene 14, letting go script excerpt. I went home and emptied every cupboard, the cookies, the bottle, the card, all of it into a trash bag. Then I burned it in the fire pit out back. I watched the flames rise, taking the past with them. Ezra didn't call again, and I didn't try to reach him. Some ties, no matter how deep, need to break to save you. It hurt, but this time I chose myself. For once, I didn't try to fix everything. I let it fall apart. Weeks passed. One evening, I opened the fridge without thinking. The cookie was still there. I had forgotten to throw it out. I picked it up, turned it over in my hand. Beautiful. Blue flowers, white icing. It looked harmless. But it wasn't. I walked outside, placed it gently on the porch rail, and left it there for the birds or the rain or whoever needed the reminder. Even the sweetest things can be poison. Even family.